I am going to talk to you guys about some practical steps that you can take if you do plan on moving to Ghana. If you ever thought about the idea that you want to move to Ghana, you don't know where to start from, I'm going to list some practical steps that you can take to make your transition down here a little easier. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ross Asare, and I moved to Ghana in May 2021. I thought about the idea of moving to Ghana somewhere around 2018, beginning of 2018, and I started making the necessary plans towards my move. And so essentially it took me about 3 years. And not only did I move down here, I was able to complete a beautiful house, saved up a lot, set up a couple of businesses, deepened my relationship with the locals before I made a move down here. So stick around and let me list down some practical steps. So talking to a couple of people who've moved down here, some practical steps that you can take to move down here. Full disclaimer, I know some people can move down here without having visited the country at all before. They just, come down here and they make it work. However, that's an anomaly. It doesn't happen often that everything will go smoothly for you. So these are the practical steps that I would take if I were to move down here and I didn't know anybody down here. The first thing you want to do is you do want to visit the country and start making connections. So I actually have a good friend who I'm going to bring on this channel to interview. I met him at a hotel. He came to visit, and then he was able to move a year later. So you do want to visit, make some connections, because him knowing me made his life a lot easier. And I know if you've traveled around, you know how knowing the local could be very beneficial for you. So you do want to visit, make some connections. And if your planning phase is like 5 years out, you could be visiting like from time to time, maybe make 3 visits before your official move. Try to set up some businesses, try to get your Ghana card, if you have like Ghanaian heritage, try to register the business. The tiny stuff that you can do, it's baby steps, right? So I'm not going to get all into this. I'm going to break it down to you guys. The first and easiest thing that you can do is to save a lot of money and then come down here. If you are renting, you don't have a house, you want to rent a place, save a lot of money. At least you have 2 years expenses, and then you can come and try it out. I would even take it further and have like 3 years, because in Ghana, most of the landlords are taking a year in advance, right? A year advance in rent, so you pay everything up front. So of course, you might want to find a place where it's not too expensive, like what my friend ended up doing. They're paying $200, $300 a month. So if you are coming here with in that case, if you're coming down here with like $30,000, I think that's a great start. So long as you have a great plan, you know what kind of business you want to do. Also, you need the money for the business, right? So you want to have that business money somewhere. That's the first step. Have a lot of money, have an idea, come down here knowing that you can survive in Ghana without having to work for at least 2 to 3 years. And I'm sure you're gonna figure it out, because that's how long it takes for you to get your feet wet down here. And thinking about getting a job and getting paid well here, I think personally, I don't think that's a great idea. I know some people can be lucky and get a great job and pay you well. And also, leave that for the locals, man. Leave that for the locals and try to start something to help, because we need more jobs down here. That's my personal opinion. I know you can get a great job here. It's not easy, but you can get a great job here where the pay is good. But if I were coming here, being an employee is the last thing I would be thinking about. The second option, what I would do is what I did myself, right? So this, I'm speaking from personal experience, is have an idea, build a house, save a lot of money, start some businesses along the way, set up some residual income, and then come here. Then you leave no room for failure of you going back, right? You have residual income coming in, you're not paying any rent, you got a couple of businesses going on here. Yes, it can fail, but now you got a residual income that you set up in the States to back you up. It's kind of hard for you to kind of go under the water in situations like this. In my case, I was trading stocks. I didn't buy any dividend stocks, so I did lose a lot of money in the market, but I have my businesses down here and also some military stuff that I set up. This step could be tough though, and could take some people a long time, like 10 years before this happens. It's not a joke to build a house and set up a couple of businesses. I was fortunate that I was able to speed up my process with learning a lot along the way, and just speeding up the process. It only took me about like 2 years after I realized that I was going to move to get down here. It could be 10 years, 10 years planning for somebody who wants to move. This is like if you want to move permanently, like you leave no room for you to go back, right? So this is like the most concrete way that you can plan. That means when you come down here, unless like you are fed up or something like that. But I'm sure if you spend a lot of money to build a house, that's not expensive. A beautiful house, and you've set up a couple of businesses. Trust me, you don't want to go back after all of that. So if you can set up this one, it's not easy. I know it's not easy, and it might take a long time. But if you can accomplish this, you are golden. This is my number one. I should have made this number one. This is number three. Get some residual income coming in, save some money on the side. Maybe it might not be a lot as the first one that I proposed, but at least you got some residual income coming in, so you might not need a lot. In this case, you can come down here with $10,000 and you can get the ball rolling. Option 4, which I think is the easiest and the smartest, if you have some sort of skills that you can work remotely, right? Like you're a programmer, you do some sort of an online job, you work remotely. If you do work remotely, then moving to Ghana should be very easy. It should be very easy for you. As a matter of fact, it will be the smartest thing that you can do if you have a remote job, because you bring that remote job down here, you rent a place that's going to be much, much cheaper than you are paying right now in the States. And you can definitely come down here with like $2,000 savings if you do have a remote job, right? You have a remote job. If you lose it, it's the same as in the States. You probably will struggle there more. So you want to come down here with a remote job. You don't need a lot of money in that case. And this is the beautiful part. If I had a remote job, I would definitely come down here because, first of all, your expenses is going to be much, much cheaper once you're in Ghana. And what you can do is, like I said, if you're coming to Ghana, you should be thinking about creating opportunities for people here, not coming to take a job, right? So you're an employee, you're working remotely, you are spending less because you are in a developing country now. And what are you going to do with the rest of the money? You are on ground to start businesses, right? So 3-4 years from now, you'll be a free man and you can quit that remote job whenever you feel like. If you love it enough, you can stay in there. But if you don't like it, after 3-4 years, you have a successful business running in Ghana. You are well equipped in Ghana, like, you've got your feet wet here, and maybe you don't want to do that job anymore. By then, you are fully embedded. I think this has to be like the easiest way. If you have a remote job, it should be very easy for you. Very, very easy for you. And you don't have to move permanently. Like I said, you can actually get a place that's going for $200, $300, that's $3,000. You can get a whole year, and you can be here remotely, going back and forth. You can have in your mind as you haven't fully moved yet. Having a remote job and moving down here is the smartest and the most easiest option that I have for you. Option 5, you want to create an online job that become a digital nomad, right? So you have a job that doesn't require you to stay in the States, but you're working online, you're creating business online, right? Let's say you're coaching, you coach people online, like personal development coach or whatever the situation might be, something online and that you actively have to work, but it's online. Training people online, all of that stuff is online working. Being in Ghana is just the same as the previous option that I just gave, but you're going to be spending less, you're going to be making the same amount of money, the smartest thing you can do. And use some of the money that you save for actual businesses down here to help the locals. That is my opinion. If you're coming down here from abroad, you should be coming with a mindset of setting up something here to help the locals, not to come and get a job. To get a job, it's cool, but if you're a doctor or something like that, that's helping the locals as well. Definitely helping the locals. Don't try to come here and take the jobs from the locals. They have a lot of unemployed locals down here. So that's just my opinion. Some people come down here to get a job and they have some great skills that's helping the economy. Come with a mindset of coming to help the economy, not coming to feed yourself or trying to come and get a job. To think about what you are doing for the country. Because if that's not the case, then why are you here? We need to build this country up, and it's us. It's people like us who are going to make that change. So when you come in, have the mindset, you can come and work, but have the mindset of setting up something to help the locals. And if you have some great skills that is going to help propel the country forward, then absolutely, I'm all for it. So this concludes the options that I have for somebody who's thinking about moving to Ghana. And if I left anything out, you can definitely comment. And if you've not subscribed to the channel already, kindly do so. Like this video as it helps with the algorithm so I can reach more people. And until next time, my friends, be legendary. Peace.